Hello student, last day actually we were discussing about the non-racial government that was about to be established by Nelson Mandela in South Africa in 1994. Now on that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Jenani. On the podium, Mr. D. Clerk was the first sworn in as second deputy president. So actually, what happens here, student, is that we get to know that on that very day, it was a day of autumn season, and it was a very lovely day. Which day? The day of inaugural. The day when the first democratic elections took place, and everyone was decided that who will become the president, whose party actually won. Everything was on that very day. This was autumn season, and the day was very lovely. And what Nelson Mandela actually went there in that ceremony with whom he was accompanied. All of you actually understand the meaning of the word accompanied. Accompanied means when you are with someone, when you are in a company of someone, when you are along with someone. So along Nelson Mandela, he was accompanied by his daughter, whose name was Jenani. And on the podium, who was the first person to take the oath? It was actually the deputy president, and whose name was Mr. D. Clerk. Mr. D. Clerk actually became the deputy president, and he was the first person to take oath. The word sworn means a student to take oath. And what does the take oath means? वो जो हम लोग शपथ प्रतिज्ञा लेते हैं, that is actually taking oath. And podium is actually the small platform on which you can stand upon on a stage, so that the audience or others could watch you, could see you easily, and you just take the oath. So on the podium, who stood first? Actually, it was Mr. D. Clerk, who was to be the deputy president. He was the first person to go onto the podium and take the oath as the deputy president of South Africa. Now, student, after him, actually, it was Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president, and there are actually two deputy presidents in South Africa. He was the first deputy president, MD Clerk. What was his name? Actually, Mr. D. Clerk. And now the second deputy president, who has to become the second deputy president? It was actually the Thabo Mbeki who has to become the second deputy president, and he took oath as the second deputy president after Mr. D. Clerk. And then came the turn of what was his name? And Nelson Mandela. Then come the turn of Nelson Mandela. And then he actually pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of the republic and its people. So actually, what place that Nelson Mandela took? He actually took the place to be obey. He actually took the place to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote himself to the well-being of the republic. It means to say that you all understand the meaning of the word place, student. This is the similar meaning as the word sworn. This is used more as verb. And शपथ लेना, प्रतिज्ञा लेना, to take oath, to vow, VOW. And then actually he actually plays towards what? He actually take place to obey all the rules and regulations made in the constitution. He will obey the constitution. What is the constitution? Constitution is the law, the law enforcement. So he will obey the constitution, and he will uphold. It means he will stand along with, he will always maintain the constitution. He will obey the constitution, but at the same time he will try to stand with the constitution, and he will devote himself for the well-being, for the welfare of the republic and its people. So he will try to keep the African countries as democratic country, and he will always stand along with the people of Africa. and that is why he addressed everyone assembled there, all the guests and everyone watching in the world, and he said whatever he said we will read tomorrow.